So tell me, where do we begin? We start with the failures in the end, or the ever burden it pretends? See, I know like me, for you it all started with a dream, to reach the skies that they showed you, but they never mentioned the humbling fall. Was ambition your sin? I can testify it wasn't, cause you've let us get to know you, so no one can ever say you never risked it all. And as we tell this story, not history, your story, the story you've let us tell, cause you let us in, from the beginning to the end and everything within. I hope that you know that every day is an adventure with you, for all the bold ventures that you see through.
I usually think about doing what I do for the culture. So when there are events in the community that I'm invited to, I always come with the approach that I want to promote the culture. I want to do different things. I want to display different things to talk about the culture. I want to tell stories, teach kids about the culture. And when it's like DJ events, again, I play mostly Afrobeat music. So I enjoy the fact that I can do that at the events that I get invited to. And if it is, performance, we go with what the people want, what the audience wants. And when it's about putting, my own initiatives, again, it has to be something that I'm passionate about and something that I can invest my time and energy into. But it is always connected to music.
My name is Adedeji Adeyemi Ademili Mayowa Akoni Joseph Omo Oba, and I call myself the CEO of Omo Oba Arts and Entertainment. Started summer 2021. Just coming out of COVID, I realized that one thing that is keeping everyone together is art, and I wanted to showcase my culture, and I started organizing events. I think my first event was Afro Paint Night event at the Southern Alberta Ethnic Association, and got people together to, do some painting of an African safari, and we served some Nigerian palm wine and some snacks as well, some cultural snacks, and that was where it all kick-started. I grew up southwestern part of Nigeria, Yoruba tribe. My story, I've actually never told this story before, so this is kind of like the first time I'm telling this story. When I was young, I remember my dad telling me, art, I can't put food on the table doing art. So I remember when I was in high school, I was placed in a science class. I didn't want to be in a science class. I actually sold one of my science textbook at the market in the hope that I wouldn't be placed in the class. But anytime there's like school assemblies, I will be the first to go on stage, tell riddles, tell jokes, sing songs, because I feel like that's something that I've always wanted to do, but I was not able to do that. I finished my bachelor's degree, economics education, and master's degree in business management. But over the past couple of years, I've been, looking into doing more art. So I do storytelling, cultural events. I do drumming as well. Recently, I went to Calgary Black Inclusion Association and did a drumming circle there. And I host Afrobeat events in the community. So, and I feel like this is something that I should have been doing maybe in my 20s, and now, doing it in, maybe we'll call it my prime now, doing it in my 40s.
To keep this going. I know this is just starting and it's going later, tonight, but we're gonna give you a taste of Afrobeat music, so enjoy, DJ.
I think I'm going to do everything that I can, work with people, collaborate, and find ways to continue to reach out to places maybe that I've never been before. Look at different communities that we can reach and see where that takes us.
We can sing along. No love, no stress. No love, no stress. Kaya mapenzi hakuna. No love, no stress. No love, no stress. Kaya mapenzi hakuna. Let's go. No love, no stress. No love, no stress.
I saw the need, for something like that in our community. Sometimes I, travel to Calgary and go to different events there, Afrobeat events there. But I see the need for something like that in our community, and that was where the inspiration came from. And like I said, after COVID, I realized that one thing that brought people together, despite the fact that everyone was, socially isolated, one thing that brought people together was art through technology. And I just felt that need to, create something that will bring people together, will bring creatives together in the same space where they can share ideas and bounce ideas off of each other to be creative and create things.
We have a lot of things going on at the moment. I am collaborating with lots of Afrobeat artists in the community. Again, trying to promote the culture, trying to find a breakthrough. That's the word. Trying to find a breakthrough. So in the next couple of weeks, we are going to release a music video. I think it's going to be the best music video out of the city of Lethbridge. And that's coming up very soon. And there are different Afrobeat tracks that will be coming in the next couple of months as well, with different artists like Lazi and Ollie X and Jeremiah and some other artists that I haven't already collaborated with. There's one that I am yet to collaborate with that you're going to hear about as well in the next couple of months. So just watch this space.
A friend, Ollie X, approached me, and because I know that Ollie makes hip hop and rap music in the community, so he approached me and asked if I could make Afrobeat music with him. That was November last year, and I was like, yeah, why not? I've never done something like that before, but I was, open to trying something, new like that. So we recorded the track together, and I felt, the love from the community and how everyone accepted it. And it was a really good music, and we also recorded a music video for it as well. I think that was kind of what kickstarted, the music part of, my creativity. So, and I think there's no looking back right now. We're recording today, and I have my first, ever single track coming out tomorrow, so which is really exciting. And I think, sky is not even the limit. Let's say it's maybe space is the limit at this point. The title is Korin, which means sing in Yoruba, and it's just, me expressing myself, with regards to the art. I want to sing, I want to, do this, I want to keep going with this, and I don't want to turn back now. And it's just a way of expressing myself. But I think the true meaning is in the title itself about sing. Like, I want to sing, I want this opportunity, and this is something I want to do.
Good evening, you're listening to Afrobeat on CKXU 88.3 FM, Lethbridge True Alternative. My name is Adedeji Adeyemi Ademilu Imayowa Akali Joseph Omo Oba Bowade. You're listening to Afrobeat on CKXU. You can tune in online, ckxu.com, or on the dial 88.3 FM. Dropping right now, as you can hear in the background. Here is another track that just got released last week by yours truly, Omo Oba, and this one is called On My Mind. Enjoy. Baby,
When I started this, I always tell people, sometimes when you do things like this, for some people, money is the motivation. For me, I use the hashtag for the culture. I think that's really important. When I host shows in the community, and I, bring, different artists to perform, the goal of it is to, keep that energy going and make sure that we're putting, culture at the forefront and say, this is why we're doing this. Because if money was the motivation, when you stop making money from it, then that's the end of it, right? So for me, it's about the culture. It's, letting people know that these are things that, people value. Like, I come from a place where those things are really important. Is it in the fashion? Is it in the poetry? Is it in the music? Is it in the dance? It comes in different shapes and forms. So my hope is that people that don't know about the culture gets to know about the culture and ask questions about it and learn more about it, and that's the drive for me to continue to, reach out to people that don't know about it, so I can have an opportunity to be able to teach them through music, through drumming, through singing, through different forms of art. So an example that I can give you was recently there was an Afrofest event in the community. So I had a booth there where I was able to showcase some of the artifacts from my background, like from my culture. So I have different items, laid out on the table there, and I have people come around and, ask questions about it and be able to, educate them about some of those artifacts. So anytime there are, events occurring in the community, I try to be a part of that and try to see ways in which I can contribute to that as well. And also being on the board of directors at the Southern Alberta Ethnic Association in the city as well, to be able to help facilitate any event or any kind of like activities that are going on in the community. So that's like one way in which I can give back as well. And also over the summer break, there was a summer camp, with kids attending. So I was able to go there and teach them some of my Yoruba language and educate the kids and, tell them stories and play drums and sing and so on. So there are other ways in which I try to connect and give back to the community, as well as, try to do things collaboratively as well.
So when I'm singing in my language, your response will be, John, Key, John. Can you say that? John, Key, John. So when I say, John, Key, John,
For me, it all started, like I said earlier, just wanting to do something for the culture. I did not even think that it was going to turn into a business. But once there were some, form of momentum, because I started by organizing a paint night and invited people to come out and do, safari painting. And, we had, like I said earlier, we have palm wine, we have some street snacks and so on. And just the joy from, organizing it, the joy from having people around participate and engage led to organizing another one. And then before you know it, you have this series of events that you're organizing, and the people that come, they enjoy it, then you get the feedback that they want to do it again. And just seeing that need for, creating arts and entertainment business that will continue to highlight those things that you truly care about, that you're passionate about. It just, made sense to turn it into a business to be able to continue doing the same thing over and over again and having fun doing it.
You're always on my mind, my Shelly. You're so fine. I know if you get enough of your touch, of your sense, of your smile. I want you by my side. The things I feel, you live by more.
Like I said earlier, I'm just starting out, and some of the challenges that I'll say that I've faced is just trying to reach and trying to connect to more people in the community, and trying to find ways in which people can know that, this is happening. So I host a show downtown in Lethbridge once a month, and sometimes I feel like, we have over 100,000 people in the city, and something like this happens once a month. I feel like that the place should be, really busy and packed, and people wanting to be a part of it. We have different artists performing on stage. We have, storytelling. We have Afrobeat music, and we have, street food from Nigeria being served in the restaurants. Sometimes, I don't know if it's, the publicity. I don't know if, we're not doing enough with regards to marketing. But I feel like there should be more support in the community with regards to different events like that being held in the city. I think there's still a lot of work that, that needs to be done. Like I said earlier, sometimes I travel to, bigger cities like Calgary and Edmonton and see how things, are happening there. And my hope is that we can start to do the same, like, in the city of Lethbridge here. We can start to attract people from Calgary and Edmonton to come down here and see what we're doing for the culture, and be a part of that as well. So I think there's still lots of work, to be done with our community here, like to appreciate what we're trying to do and to grow, as well. So that is one thing that I'm hoping that in the near future, that we'll be able to match the same energy as, those in the bigger cities like Calgary and Edmonton. I think the message would have been to start early and, start fast and know, some strategies that would help, progress what I'm going through right now and what I'm doing right now. But again, like I don't want that to be, I don't want that to limit what I do from here on. So I can be telling my future self now that, hey, you have to keep going and you have to keep progressing, and just use some of the things that you learned from your mistake and from your past to improve what you're going to do in the future. One of the biggest skill that I think every individual should have is perseverance, because that's what's going to keep you going. Without, that skill, it's going to be really difficult to be able to achieve anything, because you can easily just give up if you don't have the skill of perseverance. So it's one of the things that I think it's really important for, everyone, no matter what you're doing, to just have that endurance skill to be able to go through different adversity that you may face along the way. Just keep pushing. It's important that we all love each other, and I think the more people around the world love each other, the less, chaos, the less problems we'll be dealing with in the world, and the more love we have for each other in the world, the less hate, will be around the world, and the less people will suffer and deal with pain and anger and anguish. So let's love each other. One love. Hello, my name is Adedeji Adeyemi Ademili Mayowa Koni Joseph Omo Oba CEO, Omo Oba Arts and Entertainment. I'm happy to be here on Bold Ventures. Secret fun fact, I don't even know where to start. Like you're putting me on the spot. Maybe I'll say being Aquarius. I don't know if that's anything special, because for me, I feel like the only thing I can't do is something that I haven't done. Maybe that. I don't know if that works.
If you could pick any other career other than what you do, what would it be?
It's a tough one. Maybe it's something that is not. Maybe it's something that doesn't exist. Like, who would have thought that you could be an influencer like 10 years ago? So maybe it doesn't exist yet. Watch this space. I'll probably be an innovator. Start something new. Catch us on the next episode of Bold.
Again. You got it?
Nope, I turned it.
Okay.
Shout out before you're gone. You deserve shout out before you're